Niltaqgħu issa ma' mistiedna oħra, mistiedna li ma tafux, għandna magħna lil Hanneli. Hanneli Van Vik. Yeah. And you are from?
South Africa.
South Africa, but you live here in Malta.
Yes, I've been here 5 years already.
Good.
And I hope to live here forever.
This is interesting. Let me just explain briefly even what we're going to be talking about. Ħankun għedin neħdu l-opportunità niltaqgħu ma' numru ta' nies illi ma twildux Malta, ma jgħixu Malta, jista' jkun twildu mid-dinja kollha, biex naraw ftit l-ewwel kif saru jafu Malta, kif saru jafu biha, kif spiċċaw jaħdmu hawnhekk, spiċċaw jgħixu hawnhekk, x'jaħsbu fuqha, x'huma l-kummenti tagħhom kif tqabbel ma' pajjiż fejn twildu huma, insomma nieħdu daqsxejn niltaqgħu ma' dawn il-tant ta' nazzjonalitajiet differenti li għandna niltaqgħu magħhom ta' kuljum. Very good. So South Africa.
Yes.
So first, I'd like you to explain and describe to me where you were born. What did it look like? What did it feel like? What did it smell like?
Lots of animals.
Yes, that's good.
I grew up on a farm about 4 hours outside of Cape Town. Literally on a farm. But I went to school in a town nearby the farm.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So very close to nature.
Yes.
Which is,
animals, we climb trees, walk barefoot.
Of course, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, did you eventually start traveling early or
yes.
was that later in life?
When I was 24, I came to Europe. I traveled through Austria. I worked in Austria as well. I lived there for quite a few years. Okay. And then I went back to South Africa. I was there for 7 years again, and then some things happened, you know, there was a lot of crime. And I decided I need to come back to Europe.
Europe.
Yeah.
So Europe was your ultimate destination?
I think it stems back from when I was a little girl. I always wanted to live on an island.
I see.
And in the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean always intrigued me since a little girl. And so when I heard about Malta, I wasn't sure where is Malta. So I had to look on Google, where is Malta? And then I found it, and I literally went through all the streets on Google Earth. And I knew Malta already before I came here.
Wow.
And I was already in love with it.
But when you say you were a little girl, so where would you have heard of Malta? At school?
At school, yes.
I see. So as part of your geography lessons?
Yes, yes. We learned about
the Mediterranean,
as a region. Yes, and Europe, of course, as well.
But why would...
I don't know. There's something about it that just intrigued me, the Mediterranean. And when I saw the photos of how the sea looks, it was just something in my heart that was
and now you're here.
attracting me.
And how long have you been here? You said 5 years?
5 years, yes.
5 years. So when you did come, okay, now you went through Google Maps and you saw the roads, but then you ended up living here.
Yes.
Was it what you expected? Was it better than you expected? Was it very different from what you expected?
It was the same, because I already knew. I studied Malta quite a bit before I came. What interests me was the people were very friendly to me as well. I live in Gezira, and today I know every corner, every person almost. Because I have a shop where I buy my vegetables, I have the butcher where I buy my meat, all the churchgoers comes in the morning very early, and the lady from upstairs who always waves at me. So
yes, of course, our towns and villages have their own tempo. They have their own, almost their own routine.
Yes, exactly.
As you're talking about, and when you become part of it, I suppose it feels safer.
Yes.
For you.
And I can walk at night, late at night, as a woman alone, which in South Africa is impossible. You cannot do that. This
is something which we tend to take a little bit for granted.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true that sometimes things do happen, and it's.
But this is very small compared to what's in South Africa, really. So you do feel safe enough here? Yes, definitely, definitely.
Have you met many Maltese friends, and was it easy to make friends?
Most of my friends are Maltese,
right?
So I integrated quite well, yeah.
Good. I mean, I know South Africa through the wine business, because of course South Africa produced some fantastic wine, produced some fantastic wines. But of course, I've never been, and it would be a dream. But I'm intrigued how, when you are born in such a massive land and then end up in such a tiny rock.
Well, I had a big house in South Africa.
There you go.
Now I'm living in a
Space.
small
Exactly.
flat.
So
That's different. That's different. I had to get used to that. But then again, you jump on a plane in 2 hours, you in Italy or in Austria or in Germany. So
what do you miss most, however, from
the green.
the greenery? Because there, of course, this is very fertile and very green. So there are some things we're seeing here on the screen. Can you describe what we're seeing?
Oh, yes. I entered Mrs. Malta.
Really?
And I came second runner-up.
Mrs. Malta?
Yes.
A competition here, of course.
Yes, exactly.
And second runner-up?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
And that was a newspaper article in South Africa, which they published because they were quite proud that a foreigner made it to the top 3.
Ah, that's fantastic. Do you come from a large family?
Yes, I have two sisters and 1 brother.
Right.
My mom's side, there are 9 children, so I have lots of cousins.
I see.
My dad's side, there are only 4. And
only 4?
Yeah.
Well, that used to be quite similar here in Malta until some generations ago.
Yes.
But we did have larger families in the past, but